What's up, everybody? You've stepped into the current. Short stories that strike fast and leave a cold echo in your mind long after the sound fades. In the next few minutes, something unseen slips closer. A whisper behind you, a shadow that wasn't there, a thought you swear you didn't think. Don't turn around. Just listen. This is the chilling current.
When the Ramirez family purchased the old farmhouse, the realtor focused on the property's good bones. It was a project that required stripping away years of neglect, but on the surface, the structure appeared solid. That changed during a routine afternoon of demolition. While clearing drywall in the upstairs hallway, Mr. Ramirez found that the wooden wall studs weren't spaced evenly. The physical measurements of the frame didn't match the home's original blueprints. He knocked on the wall. Instead of the flat thud of a solid structure, the hammer produced a hollow, echoing ring. There was a significant gap where the blueprints indicated a solid interior. Removing the remaining drywall revealed a small wooden door. It lacked hinges or a knob, painted the exact same shade as the hallway to mask the seams. Mr. Ramirez wedged a crowbar into the wood and pried it open. As a thick cloud of dust cleared, they saw a narrow passageway, barely wide enough for a person to squeeze through. The air was stale, cold, untouched. At the end of the passage was another door, this one older, locked from the outside. Mr. Ramirez noticed the position of the heavy iron deadbolt. It was installed on the outside of the door, facing the corridor. To operate the lock, you had to be standing in the hallway, not inside the room. The hinges screamed as they forced the lock. The door swung open to reveal a small, square room, perfectly preserved under a layer of dust that hadn't been disturbed for decades. The room was a 1950s time capsule. An iron bed frame sat against the wall near a wooden desk and a vintage vanity, and on the floor, a pair of children's shoes. While everything else was thick with dust, one item on the desk looked clean. It was a handwritten journal, left open to a specific page. The entries began in 1954. The handwriting was small and trembling. The boy wrote about being kept in the room until he stopped seeing it. He claimed he could hear breathing through the walls and that the boy in the mirror wasn't his reflection. The final entry was a single warning. If someone finds this room, don't open the mirror. The mirror on the vanity was unusually dark. As Mr. Ramirez stepped closer, he noticed his reflection was distorted. His movements in the glass seemed to lag, trailing a fraction of a second behind his actual body. As they turned to leave, Mrs. Ramirez looked at the back of the heavy wooden door. Dozens of deep, desperate gouges were carved into the wood. Someone, or something, had spent a long time clawing at the inside of the door. Carved into the bottom of the wood were 3 words: "It got in." The deadbolt on the outside hadn't kept the boy safe. It had trapped him inside with whatever he was documenting in his journal. That night at 2:30 a.m., their daughter Sophia woke them. She was crying, claiming there was a person standing in the hallway outside her bedroom. They followed her to the landing. The hallway lights were flickering. At the far end of the hall, the hidden door was wide open, even though Mr. Ramirez had closed it and wedged a heavy chair against the handle. Sophia pointed toward the opening. She described a boy standing perfectly still in the darkness. When they asked for a description, she said she couldn't see a face, only a blur where the features should be. The following morning, the family called the previous owner. When they described the room in the journal, the woman fell silent. Then she said, "You opened it." Her brother had been the one in that room. He was convinced an entity in the mirror was trying to pull him into the glass. My parents thought he was sick. They locked him in to keep him safe. One morning, they opened the deadbolt and found the room empty. The boy was gone. The window was still nailed shut from the outside, but the vanity mirror was shattered. The Ramirez family moved out 2 weeks later. They sealed the room once more, but sometimes the new owners say they hear tapping behind the wall. Soft, rhythmic, like fingernails. The renovation physically broke a seal that had held for 70 years. Some rooms are hidden for a reason. Some walls are built to